So here we have a Google Doc that has a number of multiple choice questions in it. We'd like to convert those questions into a Google form so we can maybe give it to our students. To do that, we're going to try using an add-on called Form Builder Plus. So to get started, we're going to go ahead and click the Form Builder Plus icon. That loads up. It's going to ask us, do we want to scan the document? We're going to say yes. And then we got a choice of how much scan. We're going to get the full document. This document has 7 questions that are kind of spread out over a couple pages. Some of the questions have images in them, so we'll go ahead and take a look how it does with those images. And then once it's done scanning here, we have a couple options to see what it did. So it gives you this kind of format. So we had 7 questions, it came up with 10. So we can kind of take a look. There's a handy tool here called the preview tool that we can open up. And that preview tool will let us kind of see what it came up with from our Google Doc. So you can see this title came up. It put that into the short answer category. We're going to switch that to the title. So you can adjust questions. So that's really not a question. That's our document title. So we're going to make that the title of the form. The first question here is the change in red blood cell volume. So then that one came out nicely. It picked up, if you bold it, it will pick up the answer as well. You can do things like make it required as well, kind of the same interface as Google Forms. As we go down to the second question, that second question has text plus an image, and then you can see that it picked up that and made it a short answer. So what we're going to do, and then the question shows below, we want to group all these together. To do that, there's a handy option to merge 2 questions. So we're going to go ahead and click that option and merge this up. That text comes up there, and then we have the choices. So a quick way to make those one question. If we keep going through our document, we have another multiple choice, which process, it picked up evaporation. And then as we keep going down, this one did nicely. So here we have another text plus an image. And again, that comes up. And then again, it puts the question as a second one. So what we're going to do is, again, use that merge function, merge it up. And now all of that is one piece. And then lastly, we have another question with some answers on one line. It does a good job of splitting those apart. And then lastly, this one doesn't have an image in the question, but it has them in the answers. And what that does is kind of the same thing. It puts each of those images as an answer and labels them option 1 through 5 in this case. And so that's it. So everything looks good now. I think we're going to see that our questions are going to go down to, it considers that first one, well, 8 items with the title. So 7 questions plus the title. Now we're going to go ahead and import those to, well, first we're going to create a Google form. So we can pick the same title is fine. And then now we're going to go ahead and import. And those questions now should all show up in our form. So here's our new form. We're going to go ahead and take a look at it. And so if we look at that form, you can see we get those same, we have this text plus image with the answers below. If you click on that, the answer key is kind of done. So I have it set up for 5 points. As we keep going down here, it looks like all the questions are coming. This is that one with image and text. And then lastly, we see that last one that has those, the images are the answers. And so that's our Google form now that we started with a Google Doc. We use that Form Builder Plus to convert it to this Google form without typing anything. It handles images in the question, images in the answers. So just a handy tool if you're trying to, if you have Google Docs. It also works on PDF documents, slides, a whole bunch of things. It can go ahead and import those as well. So give it a try. That Form Builder Plus tool might save you a lot of time if you're a teacher trying to convert something to a Google form.